Welcome in to Front Page Fantasy, and we're back for another episode. This time we're doing our 5 league winners. We both picked 5, so 10 total.
Yeah, these are players that will win you your league. So watch this, and you can win your league if you draft all 10. So
Yeah.
it might be hard to get all of them.
It'll be very difficult.
Yeah,
but
we'll
see what you can do. Well,
but
actually,
whoever you can get, you should, and you should try it. These are players I'm willing to reach for because I believe so much in the talent and the fantasy potential. Let's get right in. Will, your first league winner?
Mike Evans. I like Mike Evans. I was just talking with a few friends today about just how dominant he's been. Like, over 1,000-yard seasons year after year. I think it's 10 or 11 we were debating. I didn't remember. But it's still, that's just a lot. And I think he's going to keep it up. We saw what he did with Baker Mayfield last season. And he stayed pretty good, healthy his whole season. I'm not worried about Chris Godwin like some people may be. I like Mike Evans.
I'm a little worried about the age with Mike Evans, and I feel like he's not a receiver that has that much the upside that I want, and I feel like he's going a little too high in drafts.
You're 28, I think, according to ESPN.
Yeah, I know. I feel like he's still going a little bit high.
Oh, you think that's high?
When you look at, he's on the first page.
Yeah, I know.
Look at the players he's going around. We'll see, like, guys.
Nico Collins.
Yeah, like, that feels way too high for me. Like, Nico Collins feels like, and DK Metcalf feel way more valuable than Evans. But Will's right. He has been very consistent. And I don't know. I have a bad feeling about Mike Evans this year, but I understand the potential that he has.
Yeah, I mean, he is consistent, but I know we're also talking about league winners, so these are guys that have more boom potential. So I think Mike Evans might be my weakest pick here, but I do like Mike Evans.
Yeah, I'll go with another receiver. Jamar Chase is one of my guys. One of my league winners. He's just, we saw the injuries. Dealt with a little bit of injury, and dealt with a QB injury, which is just terrible. But I think people are forgetting how good Jamar Chase is. Like, he's on the same level as Justin Jefferson. I feel like, and he's going that way to draft, but I think he's better because he is a better quarterback, and he's gonna get so many targets in the end zone. They're just gonna score more than a lot of the teams, than almost every team in the NFL, and Jamar Chase is gonna get so many targets. I think he has potential to be the wide receiver 2 this year. I feel like CeeDee Lamb is going to be 1, but I feel like Jamar Chase could be the number 2 receiver, and you're getting him very late, like late first round, which I think is an amazing draft, and I think I really like drafting Jamar Chase over Amon-Ra and Justin Jefferson, and probably not Tyreek Hill, but maybe he's on the same level.
I don't know about on the same level as Tyreek Hill, but I can see something. When you said Justin Jefferson as a comparison, that reminded me of J.J. McCarthy out of the season.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Just wanted to let you guys know it's going to be Sam Darnold taking over the reins, I think, that Vikings offense, which I hate. Anyways.
Well, we don't know. I feel like he's better. He could be better than J.J. McCarthy.
Darnold?
Yeah, like, you don't know with the rookie quarterback. Like, I'm not that. It doesn't change my views on Justin Jefferson or T.J. Hawkinson that much.
Yeah, I'm still a fan of McCarthy over Darnold, and I think that will drop Jefferson into either a different tier or just below a different guy.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Moving on. Derrick Henry is my second guy.
Yes.
You know me. I love to meet some Derrick Henry, especially with the Ravens. He's going to be a blow-up guy, and I think he has the potential to finish RB1.
Yeah, I agree, especially in non-PPR. I don't feel like he has the PPR to go RB1. There's RB4 maybe. But he's just going to... They are just going to feed in the ball. I agree totally. Derrick Henry is a league winner this year.
PPR makes the point. Derrick Henry, though, I can easily say I think he's going to get the most touches this season.
Yeah.
And of any running back on the ground. And I think he has very good potential to get the most touchdowns of any running back on the ground.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked on the ground. My next guy, Isaiah Pacheco. I think he is a little bit underrated this year. Not underrated. I like where he's going, but I think he's definitely. I'm not going to draft him higher than some other running backs, but I agree completely. I think he is a league winner. I think he can win your league. Just the rushing upside on one of the best offenses in the NFL. He struggled a little bit last year, but this year, I feel like he could break out going into his prime. And just Patrick Mahomes doesn't run the football. He's going to be the one running the football. And you've seen the Chiefs, they don't pass it every time. They like to run the ball, and when they run it in the red zone, it's going to be Isaiah Pacheco getting the football. And he's a clear number one in this offense. And the Chiefs are going to spend a lot of time on the field, and that bodes well for Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, he showed talent on what I would say is pass first offense.
Yeah,
I think Patrick Mahomes and them.
Well,
they create a good team, obviously, and I think it's cool to see Isaiah Pacheco getting that volume.
And also, when you're up by a lot, you don't need to pass. So, and I feel
the
Chiefs could be up by a lot in a lot of games,
and
they might pound Isaiah Pacheco in some cases.
Yeah. All right, my number 3 guy is a guy that me and Drew highly debate. If you've seen our special guest Trey Johnson episode, I think it has the most views of any episode on our channel. Me and him were siding with Zamir White, how he's going to be
not in that episode, but no.
Well, yeah, but now, so today we were both siding with pro Zamir White. We like Zamir White. Think he's going to be a boom guy. He is coming from a team that had a guy like Josh Jacobs, who had a bunch of breakout seasons. And Zamir White, he's just a really good player. I really trust him, and where he's going at is, I think, a bit too low. 59. I would spend a 4th-round pick on him if he was going up there.
Wow.
But I think I would be able to get him at a 5th-round level. But on the other side, another friend of mine who's in our big league, and Drew, we're anti-Zamir White.
Zamir White he's an RB1. He is. He's good at number one offense. Good. But this offense is awful. And it's not... You've seen Josh Jacobs do well in this offense.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, I think, is more talented than Zamir White. And I think this offense is so bad, you're going to... The same reason I like Isaiah Pacheco, the same reason I don't like Zamir White. You're going to have not going to have a lot of time on offense. And you're going to get down in games. And, what was I going to say? So you're going to have to throw the ball. I'm not never drafting Zamir White. I disagree that he should go in the 4th round. I like him a little, like, if he falls a little bit, I'll take him. Because he's still the RB1, and he could be Josh Jacobs' potential. But he's not, I don't think he will win you your league. I think he's he doesn't really have a high ceiling. I feel like low ceiling and kind of just gonna stay where he is, where you're drafting.
I'm just gonna say something. I mean, it may be true. It may be 100% true. I may be the wrong one here. But I just like when you talk about bad offenses, which means they're going to get down in games, they're going to get less possession, and they're going to throw the ball late. Like, you still rush the football. Like, rushing is a key part. Like, let's say you throw the ball downfield, you're not going to just, like, throw it on every single down. Like, maybe a 3rd and 1, you might get Zamir White. Like, that's not always how it shapes out. We've seen terrible teams, like the Panthers. Yeah. Panthers had Christian McCaffrey. That's probably bad because he did a lot in the pass catching game. But even when they were down in games, they were able to rush with the ball when they saw that they had a running back that had the skill to get some yards for them that could potentially do the same or similar damage to what the pass game could do when you have a bad pass game and a bad quarterback like the Raiders.
Yeah, I agree with you a little bit there. I think it's not as bad of a downfall. It's not that much of a difference being down in games when you're running the football.
It does.
But Zamir White is not the just great NFL running back that Christian McCaffrey was. We're talking about fantasy points, but the talent is not as good as a Christian McCaffrey. So you can't, but I do agree that he's gonna get fed the ball. I just don't agree that he's gonna be fed the ball enough to get your value.
Do you think a fair comparison would be, let's say, Josh Jacobs, Raiders last year? He did really good. They were down a lot, but he still had a really good season. He had some boom games, he had some bust games, and I could see Zamir White shaping out as one of those guys, but hopefully he just goes on the uphill ride.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see it. I'm not. Okay. Okay. My third guy is Dalton Kincaid for the tight end for the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills lost a great player in Stephon Diggs that they were targeting a lot. And the targets on this team, I don't feel like is going to... I mean, I really like Kevin Coleman. That's who's their number one is, right?
Who?
Kevin Coleman. The Bills?
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Oh, it's Keon. I'm sure it's Keon Coleman. Positive.
It is...
Keon Coleman.
Khalil Shakir.
Keon Coleman's going higher in draft, so.
Khalil Shakir. Keon Coleman. One of those guys. I feel like a bunch of targets and a bunch of red zone targets are going to go to Dalton Kincaid. And in one of the best offenses, one of the best scoring offenses in the league, I think he's one of the best. He could be one of the best tight ends in the league. I think, like, you looked at Sam Laporta last year, got a bunch of red zone work, and he had Amon St. Brown behind him. I feel like the Bills, I feel like they're going to pass even more than the Lions, and I feel like he's the best pass catcher in that offense, and in a Josh Allen-led offense, I really want that, especially in a tight end that could give you a huge advantage over your league mates.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think Dalton Kincaid's going at definitely a good value. Where you're getting it. If you're able to stack Allen and Kincaid,
yes,
I think that's one of the best stacks you can possibly get. Allen, a phenomenal quarterback that you could get maybe early 5th round if you're with some smart drafters. But it could actually be smart to draft in the 4th round. Late 3rd round would be risky. Anyways, drafting him and Kincaid is, I think, a perfect stack. If you're looking to stack guys, I'm loving that stack.
Yeah, okay, who's your next guy?
The next guy, continuing with Bills pass catchers, I got 2 guys.
Okay.
But they're 2 receivers, Khalil Shakir and Curtis Samuel. I'm not too high on Keon Coleman. I think he'll be all right.
Is Curtis Samuel for the Bills too?
Yeah. But Curtis Samuel, we saw him, I think, on Washington, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember him as a guy who's going to go out for routes. He's going to go deep. And he's going to catch the longer balls. He's going to be that guy. And when I think of the Bills, and I think of Josh Allen, I think of a guy that's going to look for those deep bombs. And that's why I think Curtis Samuel could be the boom player of the year. And then Khalil Shakir, I think he's going to be a wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 for this team. Keon Coleman's going highest in drafts of all Bills receivers. But I like Khalil Shakir. I think he's on the Bills all season too. And he didn't do too bad. I think I like him there.
Yeah, I agree. I think I want some of the Bills' offense, especially going so late, pretty late, especially Curtis Samuel going really late in drafts. My next guy, 4th guy, Kyler Murray, quarterback, Arizona Cardinals. It comes down to the rushing upside here. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him coming off an injury. He still has the massive rushing upside, and he's gonna rush in this offense. And he's got weapons. Trey McBride. On the team, who I don't know his wide receivers.
Trey McBride, who?
I don't know his wide receivers.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh,
and that's
the
really no.
Yeah, the upset.
Let's look.
Marvin Harrison Jr. How did I miss that? One of the best
chart.
Receivers. One of the best rookie receiver coming out.
Michael Wilson. Oh,
Greg Dortch.
No, I
Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride. So. Just the rushing upside, and you're getting him really late. I think he's a great number 1 quarterback that you can get if you're getting a quarterback late in drafts. So, and I think he could win your league, especially if he gets rolling and gets into the flow and stays healthy. I think he's a league winner.
Definitely a pretty good value. Earlier this season, I feel like I had Murray, like I was not high on Murray. Listened to a few episodes. I listened to Drew talk. We talked it over. He convinced me a little bit. I had to push Kyler Murray up in my rankings. I like Murray. I think he's going to be a good pick. Yeah. And at his ADP, I think it's a great pick for a later round QB. Okay, last guy, and I noticed this about a minute through the episode, both have Jalen Warren as our last guy.
Yes, Jalen Warren, man. He's going to be amazing.
He's going to be great.
He's coming into his prime season. And we saw how good he was last year, a number 2 behind Najee Harris. If he steps into this lead role, which I think he can overtake Najee, or if Najee gets an injury, he's just going to be amazing. He's one of the best talents that we can see, and he's just going to score fantasy points for you, plain and simple. Going to get a lot of touchdown work on a Steelers offense that is going to be running the football, and the Steelers aren't a bad team. They always go above 500. We know Mike Tomlin has never had a season below 500. So I feel like the Steelers are still going to be a pretty good team that is going to just pound the football with Jalen Warren and Najee Harris can both be productive.
I like Jalen Warren, and I think the upside here, I should have Jalen Warren / Najee Harris.
Yeah.
I think one of them will get injured.
Yeah.
The Steelers like to use the running back. One of them's gonna get injured, I think. And whoever doesn't get injured, the other one's going to step up there. And I also want to say this about Najee Harris. I think he's had his time. He's had his time to show who he is. He's had his time to prove that he can actually be a good RB1 for your team. He's gone high in drafts. He's gone middle drafts. Now he's going lower in drafts. And I think that's for a good reason. I don't see him hopping back up to what the hype was around his draft year.
Yeah, I feel like it's Jalen Warren's time right now.
It is.
Okay, that was 10 league winners to help you win your league. Drafts are coming up, so good luck in your drafts. Make sure you don't auto-pick.
And don't draft QB in the first round.
Don't do it.
Please don't. Honestly, please don't do it.
Actually, but if you're in a league with me, please do. Please draft all the quarterbacks
my.
for sure.
Oh my.
Okay, see you later.